Alrighty, guys. So we're moving on to lesson 5.6, and it's about centroids. So, before we talk about centroids, let's review what is a median. And a median is a segment that connects a vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. The opposite side is the side opposite the vertex that it's opening up towards, right? So, a median connects the vertex, so in this case we'll connect B to the midpoint. And for this one, actually use a little bit of measurement. So the midpoint's right here. So that is my median, and that is F. So it connects the vertex to the midpoint, meaning this and this are the same size. They're congruent to one another, right? So if I connect three medians, so go over here. Let's see, I made this one 8, so we'll connect it at 4. Let's see how this works with me freehanding it. Oh, not like that. It ain't gonna work. Alright, so there's that one. And finally, this one is also 10, just about, right? Just shy of 10. Just shy of 5. And this last point should go right through to my midpoint, and it does. So, now that I use some measurement and not just freehanding, you can see that all 3 points do connect at one point. So let's see. This point over here was D, E, and they called the centroid P. Okay? Touch that up or scratch it off. But you can see using measurements, they all did line up. Pretty amazing, right? So now we have 3 medians connecting as what's called the centroid. Okay? So the 3 medians of a triangle intersect at a point called the centroid. Use the diagram. You already have it. And I drew it. So let's see what we have. Use the diagram to the left to answer the following questions. List all the medians. So we have AE, BF, and CD. All right, so these are our 3 medians. They're intersecting at our centroid, which we have named P. And what are the special properties of a median? Okay, so what the special property is. Where's my inches? All right, so my entire median right here is 7.5 inches. Okay, so BF is 7.5. BP is exactly 5. And PF, I'll get rid of those lines because I'm putting what they're equal to, is 2.5. Okay? So these are my measurements for that one. For this one, it's looking like this one is also 7.5. So we have AE is equal to 7.5. AP is equal to 5. And PE is equal to 2.5. And for my last one, this one is 9 inches. So we have DC is equal to 9 inches. CP is equal to 6 inches. and dp is equal to 3 inches. All right. So this is me drawing, not freehanding, using measurements. And what do we notice about all three medians? Well, what we should notice is the longer side, so in this case CP, BP, and AP, are all twice as long as the shorter side. So how do we say that? Well, we have AP, whoops, getting ahead of myself. AP is equal to 2 PE. We have BP is equal to 2 PF. And CP is equal to 2 DP. Okay? So we have that. You can also write the inverse. PE is equal to half AP. Oops. PF is equal to half BP. And DP is equal to half CP. So we have all that. The other thing we need to know, and you should be able to tell just by looking at it, right? This one being the easiest to recognize it in because it's 369. But your shortest part of the median, right, will be 1/3 the total length of the whole median. So just sticking with the AE one, we have 1/3 AE is equal to PE, and 2/3 AE is equal to AP. So these are really the only 4 that you need to list. I just listed it for all of them, but the 4 in the box talking about median AE is all the ones you really need to know. So you should have written down AP is 2 PE, PE is 1/2 AP, AP is equal to 2/3 AE, and that should not say AP, but instead should say PE. That's where I messed up. That's an A. That's a PE. All right. So with these 4, that completes the first part of the notes. We're going to take this. These are just the rules of centroids and medians. We're going to take that and move on to example. Move on to example 1. All right, so we're moving on to number 1. And we have, if P is the centroid of triangle JKL, and JK equals 22, KN equals 13, and OL equals 18, find the following measurements. So we have KM. So we need to know what KM is. So what do we have? Well, we have JK. We said that P is a median, so what's that mean? That means these are all going to be equal in that pattern. So if JK is 22, KM must be half of that, so it's going to be equal to 11. All right, next we have NL. We have NL. What do we have over here? Well, we have what KN is, okay? So KN is 13, NL is congruent to that, therefore NL must also be equal to 13. Next we have KL. We have the full thing. So what do? We add them together. We get 26. JO, well, we have OL. They're congruent, so it must be the same. So we have 18. And finally, JL, we double that up and we get 36. That one was pretty easy. All we're basically doing was taking a number, either doubling it, saying it's the same, We're dividing it in half, so hopefully that one was nice and easy for you. Let's see. Move on and try. All right. I was going to say do 2, 3, and 4 by yourself, but this one didn't really have anything to do with the inside part when we were talking about the centroid. So we're actually going to do number 2 together. Number 1 should have been nice and easy for you. So move on, and we're going to do number 2 together. All right, so we're going to do number 2 together. So we have that Z is the centroid, TUZ. Then we have that TZ is equal to 60. XZ is equal to 28. And WZ is equal to 25. From here, it asks us to find the following. ZV. All right, so first let's find ZV. Well, ZV, I'll do it in a color. So ZV is right here. All right, so that's our ZV. So we're going to look. What do we have on here that is going to give us a clue or help us solve for ZV? Well, we have XZ, right? This right here. All right. And what did our rule state? The longer side is twice the shorter side. And by side, I mean from vertice, from point to central, right? All right. So if our shorter side, XZ, is equal to 28, what is ZV going to equal? Well, we double that, and we should get 56. So for number 1, if you want to see the math, I just had 2XZ equals ZV. I know that that's 2 times 28, which equals 56. All right. So if I'm asking to show work, that's what I want to see. All right. ZY. So where's ZY? ZY is here. Again, we have TZ. We have the longer side. So in this case, we can say that half of TZ is equal to ZY. Half of 60 is equal to ZY. ZY is going to be 30. All right. So we've knocked 2 out of the park. Now we have ZU. ZU right here. We get, once again, we have the shorter half. So we have ZU is equal to 2WZ. ZU is equal to 2 times 25. ZU is equal to 50. And again, on my quizzes and tests, these will have units. Make sure you don't forget them. All right, now we have TY. Well, we have TZ and we have ZY. We're going to add them together. So we get 60 plus 30. So again, TY is equal to TZ plus ZY. TY is equal to 60 plus 30. So it's going to be equal to 90. And finally, we have XV. Again, XV is equal to XZ plus ZV. We have XZ right here, so we have XV is equal to 28 plus 56. Easy enough. We're going to add those together. What do we get? That gives us a 4, carry the 1, 84. All right. So these two, 1 and 2, feel like they're pretty easy. All we're doing is doubling and halving. 3 and 4 should have where you're multiplying by a third or 2/3. So go ahead and give those 2 a shot. We'll talk about them and then we'll move on. All right, so hopefully you gave 3 and 4 a shot. You should have got GD is equal to 4, AD is equal to 12, CG is equal to 14, GE is equal to 10, BE equal to 15, and for 4, TX equal to 18, XU equal to 9, SX equal to 12, XW equal to 6, and finally RX equal to 14. So hopefully these are going pretty good for you. What I want you to do is just continue on to the next page, page 18. Finish that up. Feel free to work with a partner. And these two pages, 17 and 18, are due by the end of class. If you don't have a phone or whatever in class, don't worry about it. I leave it open till midnight. So just when you get home, make sure you take a picture and submit it on Schoology.